Hello, my name is Paul Woodfall. I'm a teacher trainer for Oxford University Press. And in this session, we're looking at what I would call teaching unplugged. If you're a secondary teacher and you want to do some reading with your students, then what happens if you have no classroom presentation tool, no ebook, you just have the book itself? Well, the first thing we can do is show the children the book, and we say, look at page 39 of your course books. What can you see in the top of the page? And the students will reply through the chat that the headline is Many People, One Mind, the Craziness of Crowds. And there's a picture of a football, what appears to be like a football crowd before the text. Now, you can ask your students to have a think about crowds, as the book suggests, and to make a list, to quickly type in good things and bad things about being in crowds. That sets up the reading. It gives a nice bit of background. We're activating the schemata before we do the reading. And we're particularly interested in reading for gist. So when we're reading for gist, we quickly ask, well, what kind of text is it? Have a look at the text right now very quickly. And the students should be replying, well, there are questions and then there are answers. So yes, it's an interview. The text is an interview. And you tell them, okay, we've got 3 minutes to read the interview. I'm going to time you. And in a moment, we will start reading. At this point, you may wish, depending on your class, you may wish to allow them to listen to the text. In other words, you read it with them as they're reading. You read it aloud. After the 3 minutes have finished, I will ask you a question, students. And if you're ready now, let's go. 3 minutes. Read the text. When the 3 minutes have finished, we can ask some very quick questions such as, did you finish reading? And get their response. Probably some of them will say yes, others no, I'm still on the third paragraph, etc. We can discuss that. All we need is our PowerPoint in share mode, share screen mode. And we can flip up, we can put up some more questions. For example, well, how easy or difficult was it to understand? And ask them to then look at 3 statements which are in the exercise accompanying reading for gist. And the statements are, I didn't understand a lot of the text. Too many difficult words. B, I read very slowly and I had to stop every time I saw a difficult word. C, I didn't understand every word, but I understood the general ideas. And we would ask students to tell us exactly which one of those describes how they went about reading that text. So at this point, we could then say, okay, now let's, in our WhatsApp group chat, or we could ask them to send their responses by email. We could ask them to read at their leisure with dictionaries, to read and do the comprehension and vocabulary exercises which follow the reading passage. They can send texts and or audio messages discussing their answers. Always get them to refer to the actual paragraph and the line number. Most texts these days have line numbers to orient students, very useful. If you have shy or students who are struggling in your class, they're less able or less confident, then of course they may also benefit from individual messages to you before the group chat, or they will benefit from seeing the others, the more confident students, posting their answers. In the next synchronous lesson, the next Zoom session, we can, as teachers, we can lead a discussion on the main ideas and the talking points around the text, and we can then provide some new input for the next lesson. So we don't need to have an ebook. We can work very easily using textbooks that the children have at home. Remember, we are working here particularly with Reading for Gist. We are looking at encouraging learners to think about their strategies. We have activated schemata beforehand. We've done a very quick 3-minute exercise. In the follow-up synchronous session, we could discuss their reactions and ask about, try reading the next 2 or 3 reading passages that come up in your book in the same way. See yourselves applying the skill of reading for gist by focusing only on what you understand. And of course, give them plenty of time offline using WhatsApp to discuss the issues in their reading. For further information about reading, about other skills, listening, grammar, vocabulary, please go to the Learn at Home page, www.oup.com/ELT/Learn at Home. I hope you found that beneficial, and I hope you're enjoying, after these are difficult times, and it can be very, very stressful for a lot of us to change the way we teach. But as you can see, we can use the very, very limited resources. We can plan lessons, and we can make sure that our students are oriented towards continuing with their course books at home. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I hope you stay well. Bye for now.